that means we're here.
We're live?
Live and all alive.
Word. Alright, so, welcome everyone to Scarcasm. Chase is in the building, and he's going to say hello to you.
I'm going to say thanks, Blue, for the congratulations on 500 episodes.
I completely forgot that we were closing in on 500 episodes. Maybe if I was paying attention, or maybe if I didn't have so much going on, probably would have tried to do something special for this episode.
That's same-ease for me, because I forgot about it until I brought this up and changed the stream information to 500. I'll say, oh shit, well damn, 500 is like a regular-ass Monday night.
Yeah. So...
Well, the people just got like 2 episodes at once last time, so...
Yeah, basically. So... Yeah, on the feed, absolutely, because I forgot to post one, so yeah, I got both of them. So, yeah, I've had a very, very interesting 2 weeks, but there hasn't been a whole lot of game playing. I did play something different this weekend. I did get in some Rock Band.
Okay.
That took a while to actually get working because there was, and I kind of misplaced my good microphone, so I had to sing with my headset. That just felt funny because I'm not holding a microphone. You know,
you felt like Garth Brooks up there.
Yes, no, I feel like Bobby Brown, of course. But yeah. I felt like I was on a Medea play, because you know sometimes they had the things. There's a microphone that like hangs like right here, so they would put on their wigs and it kind of hangs right there. And so it was just kind of weird. But yeah, I play some Rock Band. I'm behind on my 2 Point Campus stuff because of everything else that's going on around here. I'm behind on 2 Point Campus, even though I put up a lot. So. If you're even remotely interested in 2 Point Campus, you should check out Scarfinger Hood Rich, the YouTube channel.
Well, the other 2 Point, I think, has some stuff on Amazon Prime, like some stuff you can get from the Prime.
Yeah. I think Blue said something to me about that a while ago, but it was for 2 Point Hospital. So like, I haven't played Hospital since Campus came out.
Right.
They're similar games, but they're not the same game.
It'd be kind of like, hey, you want this stuff for Destiny 1 for me or something?
Exactly. Exactly. That's what it is. Like, you want these Destiny 1 skins? No. I kind of don't. Like, that's basically what it was. They gave you some stuff for the old game, and it's just like, yeah. But what about this new game, though? So, yeah. I played a little bit, and there's some things that I can talk about. How's your 2 weeks been?
It's been pretty good. I mean, you know, work is always just a fucker, you know.
Yes.
And it's not just like hard, it's just draining, you know. But and then and home's been kind of crazy too, because Amber went to the mountains for a little bit, and my kids decided they want to be absolute complete asses while she's gone.
Okay. So she went by herself and you got the kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that was like the easiest thing. For one, like, if she went she was wanting to go with the kids, but then she was wanting to get like a Airbnb or something, which like late notice was very expensive.
Right. Of course.
And plus Hendersonville in the fall time, right at like apple season, is like, you know, you're going to the place during the time of their biggest thing of why people go there for tourist things. So I was like, I'll have the kids. I mean, I handled it. They still acting the ass, you know. It might have seemed like I wasn't handling it because I was like venting about it, but to her and stuff. But I was like, dude.
I mean, it's just kids being kids.
Yeah. Well, my oldest just tonight, I was like, I do a podcast like twice a month for maybe an hour and a half on those days.
Right.
And he's just like, he just wants to be out here on his phone, like not even doing anything that he couldn't do in his room. And he's like straight up, I don't care, and I'm just like, I'm just like, get the fuck in that room. I mean, you have everything that you
Fucking
possibly
teenagers,
need.
bro.
You have a
Fucking
computer.
teenagers, bro. Like teenagers are just fucking weird. Like teenagers are super fucking weird. It's like my daughter. My daughter is the queen of. She just calls me because she's bored. And it's just like, well, you have like a million things to do. And it's just like, I know, but like, I'm annoying you. It's like, what the fuck? And then like, and like, there's all kinds of things that happen, and it's just like fucking teenager stuff. And like now, I have the added experience as Poopy just started high school, so now she's like dealing with all of this high school shit for the first time, and it's just like. Somebody kill me, because all she does, she texts me all day when she's in school. I don't understand when she actually does schoolwork. I have no idea. I have no idea when she actually does schoolwork. Shout out to Blue. He said, "While kid tantrums are the worst," he said he has to constantly remind his son that the world doesn't care how he feels. Exactly. Like
The thing that started it. Okay. Everything was pretty. I sound like the worst parent in the world, like earlier in the day, but it was a good day. My oldest slept until 3, but like before then, I was with Riley, and I had the Xbox on because I was like, he was playing on the PS4. I made him a little profile, not a actual PSN thing, because he wanted to play Transformers Devastation.
But one of the profiles on the console.
Yeah. So, and because he wanted to play Transformers Devastation, basically just to walk around as Grimlock. And then I didn't realize, because I had already played that game, you had to play like 2 chapters before you can use Grimlock.
In order to beat Grimlock. Okay. So did you have to do it?
Yeah, I had to do that, and then so I got him Grimlock, and then he kind of lost interest for a little bit, so I turned on the Xbox, and then he saw the darkness. He was like, "Ooh, what's that? Is that monsters?" And I was like, "No, you can't play that one." And then I was like, now I kind of want to play that one. But
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so I set him in the lap, and he sat there for like 2 hours watching me play the darkness, just completely enamored by all the demon shit. But anyway, he was quiet, and then
That's old boy from Faith No More is the voice of the darkness, right?
yeah, and he's also the voice of the Left 4 Dead zombies.
Really?
Yeah.
That part I didn't know.
But but anyway, I went to go get my oldest up, and he was just like, "I already took my meds this morning." I was like, "Dude, it's not the morning."
It's not morning.
Because I was like, "Okay, well, you're just gonna stay here." Because I had a Walmart order that I didn't get last night, and because I went there with them, and I was needed to go by the ATM to do some stuff, and I stayed there for 45 minutes waiting for them to come out, and they didn't come out, so I just left. And then I looked on my app, and they said order completed. I was like, shit, no, it won't, because I waited there, and the kids were just yelling at each other. So I went back today. I waited for another 45 minutes and had to call them, and they said, well, this order, I don't know what happened with it, but we'd have to like redo the order, so it'd be easier for you just to get a refund and then do it later or something. I was like, whatever. So I got the refund, and I went and got some McDonald's, and then instead of making the spaghetti that I was going to make. But
right, it's always like you do grocery shopping, and then once you get the groceries in the house and put away and all that kind of shit, you really don't feel like cooking. So you never actually cook the stuff that you just bought.
Right. But Walmart pickup has been great up until these past couple of days. Yeah,
Okay.
he said it's been incompetent. I guess the incompetence finally caught up to ours, but it has been pretty good. But
I have never done Walmart pickup. I still go in the store and just get my stuff.
well, I started that with the pandemic, and then I was like, hey, I kind of like this. I'm gonna keep doing this shit. But
Now, does it cost any different?
no, you have to spend you can't just like buy a Slim Jim. They'll fee you for that shit if you just But if you get like at least $20 worth, I think you're good. But but anyway, I got the McDonald's. It didn't even there. I got home. I got oldest a 10-piece, the youngest a Happy Meal. I knew that the Happy Meal was there because it's in the Happy Meal box, and I got me a double quarter pounder, and then I opened a bag.
Did you get mac sauce on it?
No, not this time because I was just going through.
Okay.
But I opened a bag. It was just the double quarter pounder, not his chicken nugget. So I was like, all right. And I was just like defeated. I was like, okay, you eat this, and then I'll find me something else. That burger sat there while he was like on TikTok or whatever for an hour and a half until he decided, yeah, I don't want this. I was like, now I don't even want it. It's just sit out here
for it's fucking cold now.
Right, so
and like you don't want to reheat a fucking one of those. Like the reheated one does not taste as good as it was when it was originally heated.
Right, because it was basically microwaved at the freaking McDonald's anyway. You know, dehydrated or whatever they do. It's something. It's not grilling. I know that for a fact. But yeah. So I threw that away, and then I was like, dude, you got to like go and you remember something because I was like mad. And then I just Grubhub. I was like, you know what? I Grubhub me some Fiesta Mexicana, had chips and dip, and then he had the gall to come out here and want half of my burrito.
I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would. He said Sam's Club pickup is not a problem, but Walmart takes 20 minutes almost every time my wife picks it up. Yeah, I've never done it. I'm just like, yo, if I'm going to the store, I'm just going to the store and getting what I get. He said, nah, they reheated on the grill. They come from frozen patties. They're really cooked, but they have a short shelf life. That shelf life is real short. Super short.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. It's a little bit of a gross story, but
okay.
It tells you that Burger King is real shit. McDonald's, you can have that shit in your car and then it don't like decompose at all. I mean, they've shown that, right?
Yes, I've seen stuff like that.
There was one time, this was before Amber, I was going to go pick up this girl, and nothing really went on with her. I think she ended up like, stopped shaving her underarms and like became a nomad across the United States. I never saw again. But anyway, okay. I went to go pick up this girl. This was when I had the band, so we had practice, and then we went to Burger King, and I got like a double Whopper or whatever, and I must have like ate at my grandma's or something before, but I couldn't finish it, so I put it in my console, and I was like, I'll just take this out when I get home. I didn't took it out when I got home, but when I went to go pick up this girl, I opened my console. She wasn't out yet. I looked in there, the console was full of maggots, and I closed that shit so hard. I was like, okay, so I drove around with this girl, my car with maggots in the car, but I cleaned. It was concealed to the bag, but there were maggots in the bag. But that was some gross shit. But it did show that Burger King does decompose, or at least they did in 2003 or whenever that was.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. I will say that. That's pretty stinking gross. I've never had a situation that I'm too fat to leave food around. Like that's not what happened.
Fucking fumigated that shit. That shit was cleaner both after the maggots than it was before.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it was on my car. Like after that dude broke in my car, I ended up cleaning everything out of my car. And other than the fact that I need a vacuum, my car has never looked better inside. Never. Like it needs a good vacuum and probably wipe down the front and whatever. Like that probably needs a good wipe down, but my car has never looked better. I actually had someone in my car recently, and that was fun.
Nice.
He said, Scar, we grew up too poor to leave food around. We don't waste food. Hell no.
Well, I don't waste food. I just forgot about it. Like I was actually kind of upset. I was like, man, I could have ate that.
I'm too fat to forget about food. Like I just even if it's something that say, okay, I'm gonna take care of that later. I don't forget. Especially not a Whopper, because you don't really want mayonnaise sitting around. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And Whoppers reheated are the worst.
Well, anything that has vegetables on it that are like cold vegetables, like lettuce or anything like that, you don't want to reheat that shit. No. I think you can reheat like a cheesy bean burrito or whatever, because it's all just hot food in it.
Or like if you get a stock quarter pounder, I mean, the only thing it got in there is pickles and onions. Like pickles and onions can survive.
Yeah.
But like if you got some lettuce,
but it's the bun, man. That bun in the microwave,
Yeah, that's just disgusting. It get all like hard and shit. It's like it builds up a crust when you reheat it. It's weird. It's fucking weird. I can't. But yeah, I can't imagine just leaving food around. That shit does stop. That shit don't even sound right to me.
I mean, that was a long time ago, though. You know, I
That sounds.
I always said that.
That sounds like some privilege to me, bro. That sounds like some privilege. I ain't ever had that kind of privilege to leave food around. Nope.
Well, I always said that I gained my weight after I had kids because I was finishing what they don't eat.
Yeah, that too. I do you know how much fucking unnecessary fucking ice cream I've eaten in my life? Every time we go to fucking Dairy Queen, whatever Pooh Bear gets, I always have to finish it. She'd be like, okay, I'm done. And I'm just kind of like, bruh, you didn't even eat that much. I gotta eat this whole thing now. So it got to the point to where when we go out to somewhere like Dairy Queen or somewhere like that, I tell Pooh Bear, okay, get something you like, but get something that I'll eat. I don't want to eat fucking a Heath bar Blizzard. Like, I don't want that shit. So, like, get a fucking Snickers like a regular fucking person so that when I gotta eat it, I'm eating fucking Snickers. I do not want fucking Heath bars. A Heath bar Blizzard. Fuck that.
I like the Heath bar.
That is the show title.
I like the Heath bar.
I don't mind a Heath bar, but if I have a choice, I ain't never gonna choose.
You know what I like more than the Heath bar? Symphony. It's got the toffee, but it's not like pure hard toffee. It's like pieces of it, so you kind of get the flavor of the toffee without breaking your teeth. It's pretty good.
Okay.
But oh, you know what he did one time? We had got Little Caesars, and he always like piles his plate more than he can eat. He got more crazy bread that he can eat. He threw that shit away. I was like, put it back over here. Like, that's everybody's favorite thing. The only reason we get pizza is because it would be embarrassing going there and getting all crazy bread.
Exactly. Exactly. 100%.
Dude, that pissed me off, man.
I used to like when they had that deal. I don't know if they still do, because it's been a while since I've had Little Caesars and it wasn't lunchtime and I just got a lunch combo and called it a day. But it used to be that you can get the little lunch combo size pizza in one of those, the bread that's made like the lunch combo, like the square. Mm-hmm. So it's you get both of those in like one box. That used to be the shit, bro.
Yeah. Blue said something about, is that the famous Samson Simpson?
Samson Simpson. Yes, he was honored by his school.
Sweet.
That is dope. And I see his picture right there. I see his picture, but I don't see. Oh, there it is. There's a paragraph about him. I'm gonna go back and read this later. But shout out to Samson Simpson. You know, I know I'm still on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. We friends, but we don't really speak that much no more after Prove Your Point and all that other stuff ended. We don't speak that often, but I still fuck with my man. He's still a shit. Shout out to Samson Simpson for being honored by his school. Why you ain't got no honors, dog?
Who, me?
No, I'm talking to Blue. Where your honors at? Where your honors at, son? Real.
Yeah, I was like, you can't be talking to me. I was like the world's most coaster. Like, I passed. I was just getting through.
Yep, 100%. 100%. That's how I was in school. I mean, high school, I always thought that I was going to end up in the military. So it wasn't no point in me trying that hard. Like, I was a very great C student in school. I was the best C student in school. I ain't going to try too hard. And I'm not gonna do nothing. And I'm gonna do just enough so I can maintain these C's, though.
I wish I didn't think that way though, because I think I could have been probably good at trig and stuff, because I was like geometry was pretty easy for me. I was like, this shit easy. It's like shapes and shit. And then for most people, apparently geometry was really hard. And
algebra was hard for me. Geometry was not, but I was really kind of fucking up in school at that point. I failed the second semester of geometry, but I still needed a math credit, so they put me in consumer math. You know, consumer math is where all of the stupid kids go. And look, they didn't even have like textbooks and shit like that. It was all computer based. It was like, I mean, for real, it was all computer based, and I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was dead ass serious. So they put me into an introduction to geometry class, which is basically they stretch out the first 9 weeks, the first quarter of geometry. They stretched that out for a whole semester. So I was fucking amazing in that class, of course, because I passed the first semester.
That's
So,
kind of like what they did for, like, basically took Algebra 1, but it counted as 2 credits because they did Algebra 1A and B at that time. So that was one class as 2 credits.
what the fuck is A and B?
It's the same class, but it's just, you know, one half, it just stretches one half over a semester. So,
Okay.
and then I
All
think I
right.
took something called Tech Math, which it was fucking easy. I don't know. I just remember it being fucking easy as fuck. But
Yeah, that was the only class that I really, really fucked up in. I have no idea how I pass algebra, if we're being honest with ourselves here. I have zero idea how I pass algebra. But once you start getting to like complex math, I was just kind of out. I was just kind of doing what I needed to do to survive. But if you ask me to recall any of that shit, I might be able to get you a little something, but it ain't going very far. If I ain't got no calculator, this shit is not going anywhere.
I just remember something about my Aunt Sally, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that shit. I
But
can't.
the shitty thing is, I was actually pretty good at math. I just hated it. You know, I was more of like an art kid, you know, music and shit. So I just did not enjoy that shit. But I should have like,
High school,
I,
I was all about ROTC. There was no class that I really cared about more than I cared about that one. I think it was like kind of like the semblance of power, I guess, because even as a freshman, I had some sort of power over my class, at least in certain aspects. So it was just I think it was a little bit of a power trip, but I really enjoyed marching.
yeah, but
And
I'm already like white enough, like being like a white kid in with a liberal arts degree, kind of would have put me over the edge, don't you think?
yeah, I mean, there's only two ways you can go with a liberal arts degree. I mean, hippie or hipster. Like those are the only two places you could go as a
Well,
white man with a liberal arts degree. Those are the only two places you could go. You can be a hippie or a hipster.
well, it would have it would actually it'd probably been fun, but it would have helped me out with the career choice that I'm in right now because being a qualified professional, you just need a 4 year degree of like any fucking thing. It don't matter as long as you have a 4 year degree. So
Yeah, my ROTC teacher, because they usually have they at one point they had two teachers and eventually they had three, and it's always like the guy who was the retired officer, and then it was the enlisted person who really dealt with us more closely. The guy who replaced the guy that we originally had because he retired. The guy who they brought in, he was a former officer, and he said, you know, you all you have to do is just have a 4 year degree, and you could be an officer in the military. It's like, what was your degree in? Forestry. Like his degree was in forestry, and it didn't fucking matter. He had a degree, so he got to
well,
be an
I've
officer in the
heard
military.
like I thought it would be cool as kind of I'm not really sportsy, but I am kind of outdoorsy. I like you know being in the woods and all that kind of stuff. But it would have been cool to be some sort of like park ranger or something. But that shit you have to know all kinds of fucking trees and shit. This shit's actually pretty fucking hard.
That seems like it, and then like having to know about like birds and shit,
Yeah.
and like having to know about the animals that would typically be in the forests that you would be in.
And you
That
probably
doesn't
have
like
to know like what is it once is it geography that's like the terrain and stuff. There's two different ones. One's like has to do with like volcanoes and shit, and then the others like
That's geology.
okay, geology and geography is the actual okay.
Because geology also goes into like learning about rocks and shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, magma is just melted rocks, so
Yeah.
that's all it is. Just melted rocks, dog. I have not spent a whole lot of time doing a whole lot of really anything because I have someone that I've actually been spending time with. I have a lady friend.
That's the best kind of friends to have. As long as you don't have a main lady friend, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still a single man.
Yeah.
I'm out here doing my thing, but I'm definitely not going to be in a position to try to fuck anybody over.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm really kind of like taking hold of my life at this point because I realized, and I don't know if I said this last time, but I realized like since I moved here, I've truly been just surviving and I haven't truly been living. I just kind of stay at home all the time and like not really go anywhere. I mean, I go to work. Go to work and I go to the store and I do the things that I need to do, but most of my time is just spent here by myself, not really doing anything. So it was just like, you know what, it's time for me to get out and be around some different people, people that kind of inspire you to go out and be a part of the world a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm very much a homebody. And she's not. So it's been really cool to kind of hang out with somebody. And
yeah, I've been feeling that lately too. Like, because sometimes you'd be like, well, what's the point in going out and having a beer when that's a lot more expensive than staying in and having a beer? You know what I mean? It's because you're out and being.
Yes, and to me, staying in and having a beer means no DUIs.
Right.
Because I am a cheap drunk. So, like, you give me a little bit and I'm fucked up. Like, seriously, I had a fucking, a year or two ago, like, I did a podcast and I was just drinking a can of Mike's Hard Lemonade. And I wasn't even all the way through. I wasn't all the way through that shit and I was fucked up. That was a different podcast.
Okay.
No, the one that I had with Blue is the Not Your Mom's Apple Pie.
Okay.
Which was actually really good. I probably should try to get some more of that, but I'm not very much of a drinker. Blue said he's glad I realized it. He said live a little. Yeah, live a little is cool, but I still have to be very, very concerned about my finances.
Right.
Because last Friday.
Definitely since you won't go on hikes and walks and stuff, so.
Yeah, fuck all that. I do walk a lot though. These days, I walk a lot because we be going to the mall, going into different stores and stuff like that. Just kind of walking around, and I'm just really just kind of hanging out with her. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of like just going to the mall, knowing I can't buy shit in here.
Dude, I forget how expensive stuff is in the mall. There was one time I went. I don't know if it might have been. What is it, Buckle or something? I don't remember the names of these stores, but I saw like a kind of a checkered flannel like shirt. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. That shit was like $70. I was like, dude, I can get something like this on Amazon for $25. You know what I mean?
You want to hear about a blast from the past?
Okay.
So I was in the mall. And in the back corner of the mall, kind of away from everything, except for a couple of other stores around it, but it was really kind of like at the end. It was a Spencer's. Did you have a Spencer's in your mall?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Let me tell you about New Spencer's. New Spencer's, because Spencer's had that little area in the back where they just kind of sold like nasty stuff.
I thought that was pretty much all of Spencer's.
No. Spencer's, Spencer's was kind of like the front of Spencer's was kind of Hot Topic before Hot Topic.
Yeah.
But it's Hot Topic, but not emo Hot Topic. It's like you want to get this cool anime shirt, like you know what I mean, like that's the but like not like you don't want to get the fucking leather cuffs, like that's Hot Topic. Leather cuffs is Hot Topics, but like you want to get some cool little rainbow wristbands, that's Spencer's. But let me tell you about New Spencer's, dog. New Spencer's in the back where they used to have that little area that had all of the nasty stuff. No, they have full on sex toys now. All kinds of shit. Like all kinds of different vibrators, like pocket pussies, like all of this shit, all kinds of lubes and fucking everything. It's all back there now.
Oh, dude, speaking of sex toys, I saw a Twitter. I heard they were going Twitter, but there's a video. It was kind of I don't know if somebody retweeted it or something. It was like this wolf. It was a gray wolf, which was supposed to be pretty, vicious. And she was like petting it, right? Because it was, she had raised it and it was in the wild and it noticed her and it was being, like giving the smile that dogs give, like the good boy smile. Well, that was like a wholesome little thing about dogs. But then when you went to the comments, the pinned comment from the people putting their ad was a sex toy about this, and it had the video of this thing just going to town on this this cucumber, and it was like spinning around it, and there was all this lube just like flinging everywhere. I was like, this was an ad on the wolf video.
Okay, that's weird, but okay. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff where these people start like comment bombing, like a YouTube live stream. Too, that I've been to. That's just fucking weird. But usually the live streams that I watch, most of them that I watch, if it's live, I'm a moderator on the chat so that I can like get rid of the shit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they just kind of show up periodically and just start dropping all kinds of shit in the chat. And it's just like, whoa, calm down, dog.
Well, this ad was posted by the person who posted the wolf video.
Whoa!
It was like,
okay, that's different. Like if someone was just trying to sell something and just kind of slide in on a video that people were watching, that's one thing. But I mean, I hope they shit got hacked by the porn people. I hope those shit got hacked by the sex toy people, because that would be a little bit weird. Like, because that connotes a lot of weird shit. You know what I mean? Like we don't really want to think about like bestiality and shit like that, but like, whoa. Calm down. We shouldn't be doing this here. But maybe that person was just kind of, hit. While you're here, sell some of these things. You should try to get some.
Yeah.
It could have been that type of situation. I mean, I know people who sell stuff like that. They have those little parties or whatever like that. It's usually for women. So I'll never really go to those things. But we should probably move to something else. but being in Spencer's was weird, and for them to have that whole back area, including the whole back wall of the store, is just a wall of sex toys.
Well, I guess it graduated from
just having a couple of vibrators and some lube and some weird things. Now it's a whole fucking wall. Like it's literally a whole fucking wall. It's crazy. I guess they had like this little off-brand fleshlight shit and everything. It's like fucking weird, bro.
Well, I guess Hot Topic was goth culture when Spencer's was rave culture.
You know what? That's a better way to put it.
Word.
It's a much better way to put it. They had a bunch of like lava lamps and shit like that. Lava lamps are all different kinds of colors and shit. It was weird. I was like, shit. People still give a shit about lava lamps. I mean, maybe people who are high or nostalgic people. I'll say that too. Nostalgic people. I'm not very nostalgic. My lady friend is very, very nostalgic. Super nostalgic. And sometimes I'm just like, where the fuck did that come from? I don't know. It just got popped up. It's weird. All right. So, and we talked a little bit about games. Do you want to just continue that, or do you want to talk about what we watched first?
We can talk about watching.
Okay. So, I watched the special. I watched the Werewolf by Night special.
Okay.
That was a very, very interesting. That was a very, very interesting watch. I really liked it. Werewolf by Night, the special is like, Disney's first, MCU Halloween special. Mm-hmm. And for the most of it is in black and white. It's kind of a throwback to old monster movies.
And you mean like special, because I would say that there's a WandaVision episode that did have some Halloween themes, if you could.
Yes, but like this is like an actual Halloween special, not just an episode of the show that took place during Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is actually like we don't even know the time frame for this, like because like all of the music and stuff was old timey. A lot of the ambiance is kind of old timey, but
Well, it's about
yeah.
time because Disney used to like have their Halloween shit on lock. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, they also came out with a new Hocus Pocus for
well,
the
yeah,
people who
yeah.
care about Hocus Pocus.
Which, and for some reason, it's like people forgot about Hocus Pocus and are all offended about Hocus Pocus now because of witchcraft and all this shit. And you're like,
I haven't seen
okay,
very much of that. I've seen people who watched it was just like it was cool. It wasn't great. Like they didn't need to do this, but it was cool that it's cool that it exists is what most people that I know say. But most of my friends are kind of similar to me. They're kind of the live and let live people, especially on Facebook. Now on Twitter is something completely different. Like Twitter people are going the fuck off about everything, and it's just like, is any of this shit that serious? Like on Twitter, there's this thing right now because they actually came out with the numbers for Game Pass,
okay,
how much money Microsoft has made off of Game Pass. It's just short of 3 billion, and so now all of the Microsoft people are like championing. Like I thought y'all said this wasn't gonna work, and then it was like, ha, suck it, Sony. It's just like, and the Sony people are like, I mean, we're doing that too. So like, what are you saying? And I think none of it makes any fucking difference, personally. None of it does. None of, when do we grow up? Like when does the gaming community grow up?
when we stop playing video games, I guess.
I just don't. I mean, I guess, but like it's like the worst part about it is like the young people are the ones that's just saying like suck it, Sony. It's the old people that are like going like super hard like about it. You know what I mean? Like what, just going like super hard about it and going at each other and all of this kind of stuff. It's just like, dog, you are 50 fucking years old. Why do you still feel the need to do this?
Right. It's
Like,
weird.
yeah, it's super fucking weird, bruh. Like, I'm like, yo, you are 50 years old. Why are you still doing Sony versus Microsoft at 50 fucking years old, man? Anyway, back to what I was watching. Werewolf by Night is actually pretty good, and it's an easy watch. Like I said, most of the majority of it is in black and white, with the exception of it's all revolving around the Bloodstone. The Bloodstone itself is red. Everything else is in black and white, but the Bloodstone itself is red.
Hmm.
That was just kind of cool. I liked it. So that was really cool. Wait, something going on here?
I didn't see it lose anything, but Blue said he lost the show, but he said he's back. I checked it, and it's
He
maybe
said he back. Okay.
maybe he lost the show, but and we didn't because I thought that.
So, so I watched that. That was cool. I've been watching Counterpart,
What is
and
that?
Counterpart is a show that like it's about just a normal mundane nobody played by J.K. Simmons, and something happens, and he meets another version of himself, and it turns out that there is another version of pretty much everything, and it's kind of a spy kind of thrillerish kind of it's kind of a spy thriller kind of thing. But it's actually really good. Apparently, it was a Stars show, but it was only 2 seasons, and there is it's 2 seasons, and it's currently on Amazon Prime. Let me tell you something. There was a scene in the first season where J.K. Simmons is acting with himself. And if this scene didn't get at least nominated for an Emmy, somebody fucked something up. It is fantastic acting because he is not talking to anyone but himself. But when he's recording, of course, he's recording both sides, and there is nobody there. He's talking to himself. And holy fuck, is this scene absolutely fucking amazing.
Well, I wonder if there's actually someone playing the other version of himself, and then they just cut it out.
It could be because that's how they did it in Orphan Black. She did have a double that if two of the clones were talking to each other, the other one would change clothes and be the other person, and so she has someone to play against.
Okay.
Speaking of Orphan Black and Tatiana Maslany, I am enjoying She-Hulk. I know a lot of people are down on it, but I am enjoying She-Hulk. Shout out to my man Nando V Movies on YouTube. He did a thing about why he loves the show.
Well,
And it is fantastic, and it shoots down a lot of the arguments against.
I wonder if the people that are down on it are also the people that are down on like everything, you know?
Yeah, I think some of it is that. Some of it, there's people like my friend Todd that we play games with and be in the chat with. He doesn't like it because there's not enough action. You never really see her like get down or whatever like that. But it's like, yo, they told you that the majority of this is a court drama. I mean, is a court drama. And to be honest, what Nando pointed out was this is the first MCU show that's an actual sitcom. It's a sitcom. So like you're looking for a superhero show. She said in the very first episode, she has no intention of being a superhero. He says it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a Hulk. I just want to live my life. Like, I got this shit by accident, and it's cool, but, like, I don't want to do this. Then, of course, Daredevil was in the last episode, but that's not a spoiler or anything, because, like, even in the original, trailers and stuff like that, Daredevil has been in it before the show even came out, so that's not a spoiler. But that episode was fantastic. That episode is really good, and Blue says he enjoyed She-Hulk. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It really doesn't.
And Blue also said that to the anime fans, Bleach is back and it's exclusive to Hulu. I was waiting for a time to double dutch that into.
Okay, that's cool. I do watch some things. Handmaid's Tale is back on Hulu. Handmaid's Tale is really good right now. It's really good. Like, it's kind of like a dark and kind of depressing show. That's why you watch Handmaid's Tale and then you watch Abbott Elementary after, which is another show that I really love, and their season just started recently. Abbott Elementary is a really great show, and Sarah Lee Ralph.
When do you watch stuff?
This one,
When do you watch stuff?
Typically at work.
Yeah, I watch some stuff at work when it's downtime, but sometimes I can't. But sometimes it's like, dude just wants to not do anything, so I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch some of this shit, But
yeah, I have a lot of downtime at work. When it's go time, and then after that, it's just like, okay, I'm just waiting for the phone to ring.
Mm.
I mean, we spend more time doing smoke breaks than anything else these days.
But yeah, I finally started watching Cobra Kai.
Fuck yeah, man, that shit is the shit. Have you finished it yet?
No, well, I got to season 4, and I did what I said I wanted to do. I rewatched Karate Kid because it's been so long. And I didn't think I had to rewatch 2, but Amber hasn't seen it at all, so I probably will. But I've seen 2 so many times. Well, here's the weird thing. It's like, yeah, I've seen the first one, but it's been a long time. But 2 was on TV a lot more than the first one, so I've seen that one the most, just because it was just always on TV.
Two matters to season 2 and season 3 lot.
Yeah, because
for season one of Cobra Kai, all you really need to know is the first movie.
Yeah.
For season 2, he mentions being Cobra Kai himself, and he briefly explains. But that's 3. He briefly explains 3.
Yeah, and then they mentioned Terry Silver in the board meeting or whatever. He was like, I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Exactly.
So, but it seems that Terry Silver.
Yeah, Johnny didn't know who it was. Not David.
Yeah, right. It seems that Silver's coming in now, and I do want to rewatch 3. I've only seen that once, so I kind of want to rewatch it. Plus, it's not a very good movie, but man, Terry Silver is fucking like. He's like so comically hilarious in that movie.
Like if you really think about it, because there's a scene in the last season where someone is explaining the events of 3 to another character who wasn't there.
I'm
not going to spoil it because there's spoilers for who is talking. The spoilers is for who is talking.
Okay.
And so, like, that person is explaining to another person the events of 3. And, like, when you think about 3 as an adult, realize that Terry Silver really did all of this to fuck with a child.
Right.
Like, he literally did all of this to fuck with a child. Like, are we fucking, like, are you kidding me? This is a high school kid. And you did all of this to a high school kid just for the fuck of it.
He was like also strung out on coke and all that. It was the 80s.
Yes. Yes. Terry Silver. Let me tell you something about Terry Silver. And there's no spoilers in this.
Okay.
Terry Silver in seasons 4 and 5 is the absolute best. Absolutely. Like, what he does at the end of 4, and then what he is doing in 5 is like, yo, Terry Silver is really that dude. Like, really, really that dude. So, yeah, I fuck with. I love that show. It is the best. Is the best anthology show ever. Or best legacy show. Let me say legacy show. It is the best legacy show of all time. I dare say
I don't have Facebook anymore. I threw my phone out.
It is probably the best legacy content of all time. Like something that took something from something else in the past and brought it forward. Like what they are able to do with it and the care that those 3 dudes have in the Karate Kid franchise. Mm-hmm. What they do. Oh wait, I saw my face freeze a couple of times on the actual stream. But what the love and the care that those dudes have for that franchise is evident in the writing of that show, and it is written fantastic.
About the shit.
My stream just stopped. Okay, that was coming back. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but my stream stopped.
Everything is like cool on my end. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either. So, but yeah, Cobra Kai is the best legacy series of all time. There is. I don't even know what I would put second. That's how good Cobra Kai is. And like I said, the day that I started watching Cobra Kai when it was still a YouTube show, I started watching it at work just for something to do that day because I hadn't watched really very many of those YouTube only shows. Started watching this and I ended up watching the whole season in one day. I started it at work and then when I went home.
Well, when it was on YouTube, they were only 25 minutes and only 10 episodes a season. Well, it's still just 10 episodes, but now they're closer to 40 minutes. So, it's
not necessarily they're still somewhere hover around about a half an hour or so. So like it's like watching a whole season is a good 5 hours of your day. Mm-hmm. And I have watched all seasons of that show within a day. So when the day that it comes out, actually the last season I didn't start the day of, I started the day after. Then I got on and I did a game night and just playing games and all that kind of stuff. When the game night was over, I went back and I finished the season. It was like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, but I went back and I finished that shit before I went to bed. So like less than 24 hours, I've watched every season of Cobra Kai. Less than 24 hours. And Blue said he needs to get back on Abbott. All the clips he's seen do look funny. There's another show that I watched that I just started. What's the name of that shit? Reboot. And Reboot.
Thing with the terrible CGI show?
No, not that Reboot. Not that cartoon shit. It's an actual like kind of sitcom-y type thing.
Well, and it's before you go into that, I just want to say, since I just brought it up, like when I was a kid and that shit come out, I was like, even back then in like the early 90s, I was like, man, this shit looks terrible. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Apparently, a lot of people like that shit, and it's got like a huge cult following. And I'm like, who the fuck like this shit?
I think I was too old for it. I think I was kind of out of cartoons and shit like that, really around that time. So I can't. Well,
I stuck with like stoner culture, so I kind of stuck with cartoons for a long time. But now, like I'll catch like an episode of SpongeBob, and I was like an early one, and I'm like, that was actually some pretty good writing. But then I get tired of it. I get tired of it because I got kids now.
only
So,
watched SpongeBob because of Pooh Bear. I did not know anything about SpongeBob until she started watching SpongeBob.
right.
Knew absolutely nothing about SpongeBob until like I'm not really and I try to tell my friends because he tries to say that I hate anime and I said no, I don't hate anime. I don't watch much animation.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Like I don't watch much animation. Period. Even animation that I like
I
like
mean, it's
I need
kind
to
of
get back to the Dragon Prince. I need to get back. I need to get
damn.
back
I need
on
to get
Big
back to
Mouth.
that too.
Yeah, they're doing a spin-off of the Dragon Prince.
Because I was really digging Dragon Prince, but yeah, there was a lot of
You
shit.
know in the early Dragon Prince where the bad guy was seeing that other guy on the other side of the mirror or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Was seeing the elf dude on the other side of the mirror.
Yeah.
Doing a new season on the elf dude.
Huh. That's cool.
They're doing a new series on the elf dude. Can't remember exactly what it's called, but I've seen stuff here and there that it was coming.
But yeah, I do think it's just having kids to where I'm like, I can't just sit here and just like enjoy a cartoon like I did when I was like, just vegging out on fucking Hot Pockets or whatever, But because I'm like, man, I don't want to watch some adult shit. Even if it's an adult cartoon, I was like, man, do I sit here and want to watch Rick and Morty, or do I want to
I'm,
watch?
I've never watched any Rick and Morty. I've never seen Rick and Morty.
Well, I mean, it's good, but I just fucking hate the fans.
Yes, very much so. Because you say that around some people, like I've never watched Rick and Morty. You ain't never seen Rick and Morty. Like what's wrong with you? Like that type of thing. And that my friends do that shit about anime. And some of my friends don't know that I don't care about anime. Like my friend Will sent me this video of a lady going to a Naruto hotel,
Hmm.
and it looked really cool. If you're a fan, that shit did absolutely nothing for me.
Well, I always said, man, I don't give a shit about Naruto. But then I've seen a couple episodes. I was like, it's just so many episodes. I think I could get into Naruto just because the tone is, even though I know Avatar is not an actual anime, but the tone is very kind of Avatar-ish.
But is it like Bleach? Ain't Bleach got 147 seasons or some shit?
Yeah, I mean it's like long like that, yeah. So that's what makes it hard. But it seems like for the people that like watched it when it was coming out and that are actually caught up with it, it seems like a pretty cool zeitgeisty thing to be a part of. But I just did not get a part of it.
I lost my place. I lost my place in My Hero Academia. But here's the thing with My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia just felt like early Dragon Ball Z to me. There was just a lot of like things leading up to the important thing happening, and then when the important thing happens, it's over, and then we're back to leading up to the next important thing happening. It's just like so much stuff. Yeah, it's One Piece that has over 1,000. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say when he said
so it's
Bleach.
One Piece. Yeah, he said Bleach is not as long, but yeah, it's One Piece that got like 147 seasons. Um, I but like I lost my place in My Hero Academia. It was on Hulu, and I was watching it, but I was waiting for the dubs because I'm a dubs over subs person. Fuck you. I'm usually in my phone or I'm usually doing something else, so I need my dubs. But like I really lost my place. I have no idea where I left off. And the episode descriptions are not helpful at all. At all. Shit is not helpful. And the worst part about it is all of the My Hero Academia on Hulu, there's a long list of episodes and each is the sub and the dub. So like they're both on the same. It's like they're both on the same feed, basically.
It's on the same
Dub and the
feed,
sub are on
but if you watch the dub, the next episode it knows, like it'll skip the sub.
It'll skip those. But I got to the point to where I ran out of the subs, and then I have no idea where I stopped.
I think I'm pretty sure I stopped at the end of season 3.
Because I had some stuff that I actually. At one point, I had actually caught up to what was on Hulu, so I was watching episodes on YouTube. But that's the reason why I lost my place, because I watched some episodes on YouTube. And then, like, come on, man, Hulu. Let me talk to you a little bit. Come closer, Hulu. Can you give me a skip button for these long ass anime intros and exits, please. Please. Pretty fucking please. I know that I have the Hulu that has the ads. I get it. I'm cool with the ads. But can we get a fucking skip button for these intros? Like, this shit's be long and it's just be people singing in fucking Japanese, and I don't understand nothing of what the fuck is going on.
You know
here.
what? Here's the thing.
Can we just get to the fucking meat?
Anime intros are Limp Bizkit. Anime outros are Stained.
Yes, exactly. You are correct. 100% correct. Except for Cowboy Bebop.
Well, both shows that those creators have done have been very heavily in. They have really good taste in music, so
it's very jazzy. It's jazz.
And Samurai Champloo is very hip hop, and it's.
I watched that at the time. I don't remember none of it. I remember watching it, because people were talking about it. I don't remember nothing from that show.
It's a good show. I don't think it's as good as Cowboy Bebop, but it's very good. But
yeah, so yep. I've been watching Reboot. Reboot is a show.
Well, yeah. Now you get back in the Reboot.
Yeah.
Sorry,
because you took me off of this. Reboot is a show where there was like an old show. It was like an old sitcom. It was like an old sitcom, and a lady gets an idea to bring the show back, and she wants to bring back the original cast. Wants to do an updated version of the show, but with a new cast. And there's like a thing because, like, you know, the cast are coming back into all of this. Actually, one of the dudes from Key and Peele, Key, is in the show. Johnny Knoxville is in the show.
Okay.
There's a couple of people like Paul Reiser. He was the creator of the original show.
Okay.
So he comes back, and like it's actually pretty decent, and it's a sitcom about a sitcom.
Okay.
And it's about the goings on with everything kind of around the thing. It's very kind of Sports Nighty to me. Have you ever seen Sports Night? Now, Sports Night is a very early Aaron Sorkin type of deal. It was really about their dialogue and stuff like that. But Sports Night is a show that happens around a Sports Center type show.
Okay.
And I really like Sports Night. I actually bought the box set. Sports Night was actually really, really stinking good. Yeah, and there's some people in Sports Night that actually went on to do some pretty decent things. In fact, one of the ladies from Sports Night is actually the lady who dies in the first episode of Desperate Housewives, and she's like the narrator through the whole rest of Desperate Housewives.
Okay. I haven't seen any Desperate Housewives, so.
Desperate Housewives, especially for the first few seasons, was really good. Like, I was surprised how good of a show Desperate Housewives actually was. It's actually a really good show for a few seasons. I think about 3 or 4, shit just starts slipping.
I put it in there with shows like Weeds and stuff.
Weeds was always terrible. It's an enjoyable watch, but it's a terrible fucking show. Because that lady would have been fucking killed so many fucking times if this was real. Weeds, that lady would have been fucking in the fucking dirt. She wouldn't even made it halfway through the first fucking season. If this was real life, she wouldn't have made it halfway through the first season. At all. I got fucking tired of little fucking boxes.
Little boxes made of ticky tacky. Well, when the whole neighborhood burnt down, they didn't have little box. They didn't have the theme song anymore because there's no more little boxes.
I didn't make it that long for everything to burn down. Didn't make it that long. I'm sorry. I ain't make it that long.
I guess a spoiler, but
no, it ain't a spoiler for me. I ain't going back. I refuse. Sorry, I just can't do it like that. But it was very, very enjoyable. I think when they got rid of the black lady, the black lady was really the conscience of the show. It's like, yeah, I know we drug dealers, but like, you not about your shit. And she was constantly telling her like, yo, you need to get your shit together. Like, if you want to do business with me, you got to get your shit together. Once she was gone, I just kind of thought that the heart of the show and the conscience of the show got lost when she was gone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
that I just didn't feel the direction of it anymore. And I'm not one of those people that think that lady is actually that attractive. I'm sorry. I just don't feel. I don't feel like she's. I don't feel like she's that attractive. She just doesn't do it for me. So like the way that all of these dudes were just kind of constantly slobbering on her, just kind of like, guess don't get it, but okay. It's just kind of how I felt about it.
Right.
So it's all good, but no. Um, all right. So are we done with watching?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe.
Okay. So I talked about some of the things that I've been playing, but one of them I haven't really talked about. I play a little bit of Division, but not really a lot. There's not a whole lot going on in the game right now, and there's like some bugs and some glitches that are really fucking with people right now. Mostly people on the PC for Division 2. We actually played some Division 2.
Yeah. We actually played quite a bit.
Yeah. So we played some, and then you said you wanted the Division 1 on Xbox, and then I was like, there's always sales. And then I saw that there was a sale, and I was like, yo, you can get this shit for $8. He was like, sold. So like there's some more Division on Xbox in our future. There's also some more Division on PC in our future. I just got to get the time, because right now, between everything I got going on at home and everything that I got going on with my lady friend when she comes through, it's just like not a lot of time for me to do anything, and for me to try to figure out how to pull a fucking computer apart and put it back together. I think that's going to require a little bit of time for me to remember how to do all of this shit. Because I really don't remember how to do all this shit. Nope, not at all. So I'll probably start writing down
the whole thing I'm gonna need. Like playing a game with me and never play it again. Well, I have definitely been trying to like do the Division thing, because I really enjoy Division, and but that last Friday with the hurricane and all, and then it's just been a lot to where I haven't even been playing anything. Yeah, hardly.
But that's also when my power got turned off, like the same day, because like I really wanted to play, and then my power got turned off, and then I had to do everything I needed to do to get the fucking power back on. Luckily for me, I have a digital meter, so they could just turn it back on once the payment was made. But after doing all of that, I was just kind of like, you know what, fuck this, I don't want to do anything right now. Like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy. I'm just gonna enjoy lights. So, but yeah, I think we need to really, really put some time into this shit. I really wish that I could have put time into it this weekend though. But I had my lady friend over. She came over on Saturday, and she didn't leave until like 9 o'clock yesterday.
Okay.
9 o'clock at night yesterday. So I didn't really have no time to really do a whole lot other than hang out with her. And she said, oh yeah, go play games with your friends, it'll be fine. And I'm like, I don't know if it's really gonna be fine, because like when we get on here, we start talking reckless. I don't want you to feel no kind of way. So Blue said a couple of things. My Hero Academia has at least 2 big events per season. Love that show. He's not a Cowboy Bebop fan. He feels it's overrated. Champloo was pretty good. Champloo is pretty good. Yeah, I think I concur. From what I can remember from Champloo, really enjoyed it a lot when I was watching it, but that was so many years ago. But anyway, started playing more Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And a couple of weeks ago, me and Todd played Ghost Recon Breakpoint till like 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. We finished the first episode, which is basically the original campaign. Then they added a campaign. The second episode is basically like a Splinter Cell type campaign. Not like you're not doing like a whole bunch of sneaking and shit like that, but it involves Sam Fisher and some shit going on in the setting.
Okay.
And then, just for the fun of it, I figured out how to turn on a very short Terminator campaign. Let me tell you something about this Terminator campaign. Those fucking Terminators are hard as fuck to put down. Holy shit.
Well, they are Terminators.
Yes, they are hard as fuck to put down. There's only 2 actual missions. When it was an actual thing at the time, when it was like, whenever this event actually happened, they had a lot of like side missions and shit like that. But when it's on, Terminators can randomly pop up in the world. Here's the thing about Terminators.
Did they have Predator as well?
Predator is in Wildlands.
Oh, okay.
I understand the Predator is really hard to kill once you try to get to it. It's really difficult to kill, especially if you don't have a team. But let me tell you about this Terminator shit. Terminators walk really slowly until you run away from them. These motherfuckers run. They never seem to have to reload. Never seem to have to reload. So you're fighting the fucking Terminator, and he has on a fucking LMG and like an assault rifle, and he never seems to need to reload. Ever. Ever. It's just like, okay, I don't understand this. And you need a special gun to be able to kill them. The guns that you have only hurt him for the first part. Once the first part is over with, then you need to use that special gun for the second part.
Huh.
Because without that special gun, it does not work. You can't kill them.
Are they the endoskeleton or are they like Arnold Schwarzenegger's?
Both, but it's not Arnold. It's kind of like a generic face. It's Arnold-esque, but not quite Arnold. Maybe they got the Terminator license, but they didn't get the Arnold license. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, so like you come across the skeleton ones at a certain point. Those are easier to take down because all you need to do is use the special gun and you can wipe them out pretty easily. But the T-800s with the skin are very, very difficult to take down. And at the end of the final mission, you are stuck in a room with one of those, and he is like the toughest one of them. Then a couple of the endoskeleton ones come in there also. So it's like a big clusterfuck. You're just in this one room. You can't leave until you kill these motherfuckers.
Well, the T-1000 can run in the movies. See?
I ain't never seen Arnold run in a movie.
Right.
This shit is an 800. It's supposedly an 800. Arnold's an 800, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are 800s, supposedly. But these motherfuckers just be... If you get too far away from him, he'll just start running.
Maybe it's an 850.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe this nigga got some upgrades. I don't fucking know. Maybe he got some upgrades, but yeah. This motherfucker be running. Like, I was so frantic on one of the missions that, like, I'm, like, trying to figure out, like, how the fuck do we get out of here? And how the fuck do I get you back to where you needed to go? And, like, taking a car or a truck in that game is the worst idea. I take a fucking helicopter everywhere I need to go because I'm like, I'm not driving around this shit. Because in Wildlands, you actually have a GPS. In Breakpoint, you do not. Because Breakpoint has a mode where you don't actually get check marks that show you where to go, like quest markers. They have a mode where you can turn all of that shit off, and you have to use the clues that you get from picking up shit in a mission to try to figure out where you need to go next.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck that. I would rather them have added GPS because there's no reason to take a car unless you have to do it for a mission. There's zero reason to take a car in that game at all. No. Wildlands is different. Wildlands, you can take a car anywhere you want to go. This is a fucking GPS, which is a better way to go. People say the Wildlands is a much better game. I wish I would have known. I wish I can know because last time we tried to play Wildlands, we kept having server issues and we couldn't connect to it online. We could play offline, but we couldn't actually play the game together. So, but yeah, that's the other game that I played.
They should, if there's an older game like that, they should definitely switch it to keep it alive. Switch it to just like peer to peer. Because if you wanted to play Call of Duty 4, you could play Call of Duty 4.
But see, here's the problem. We started playing Wildlands after they put it on Game Pass. And it started fucking up then. And it's just like, okay, maybe you need to fix some shit because you just put this shit on Game Pass. Maybe there's just like, oh yeah, we have some features that we completely fucking forgot about. It was like, oh, it's on Game Pass. Anybody can download this now. So maybe we need to figure this shit out. Don't know. I don't know exactly what's happening, but we absolutely did have that issue where like one of us would be connected to the server and the other one wasn't. So it was like, I don't really want to play this without you. So I guess we're just going to play something else. And that's when we started playing Breakpoint. And Breakpoint has been really fun. I've had a lot of fun with Breakpoint. I've gotten a lot farther than I was in my initial playthrough of Breakpoint. Breakpoint works like ass on an Xbox One.
Hmm.
Really does. And like you still crash often.
Well, Breakpoint came out at the tail end, didn't it?
Kind of, yeah. So it did come out around that time, but it's optimized for the XS. So
Yeah.
I really want to X now. I'm tired of having to deal with like space issues. Oh shit! I completely forgot. I started playing Borderlands. I played Borderlands with Pooh Bear. Borderlands 2. We're playing Borderlands 2.
I remember you started to talk about that. I don't know if it was on the game night or something, but how's that going?
I was actually going pretty decent. Like playing games with Pooh Bear is different, but I'm just trying to get her used to some of the concepts. But it's Borderlands. For me, outside of Borderlands 3, rest of it is fucking greatness to me. I fuck with Borderlands. It's one of my favorite games of the 360 generation.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like, it's not even close. It's not even just a top 5 game. It's definitely a top 3 game for me in the 360 generation.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. Is this Borderlands 2?
2.
Okay.
I didn't want to play 1 because I don't have the super deluxe version.
Right.
Was it the
Enhanced.
What is it, the enhanced version? I have the enhanced version on PC because if you had it on Steam, they automatically give you the enhanced version.
Yeah.
But if you have it on console, you have to specifically get the advanced version.
Yeah, and that's definitely the version to play because they add a lot of the quality of life features from 2 into 1. Like walking over ammo and stuff is going to automatically pick it up. You don't want to be clicking all that stuff.
Exactly. Pretty much so. So, but yeah. You got something?
Yeah,
Then we talked about, because you talked about the darkness. We talked about Division.
I finished Spider-Man Remastered, and that's still awesome. And I'm starting on the DLC, which I haven't done. And well, when I started the first DLC, it seems kind of familiar. So maybe I did the first DLC, or I started it, or something. But I know I didn't finish all of them. So that's going to be cool, kind of going through those. And I played Call of Duty 4, but kind of online. I got a mod to where you can add bots, but it can't just be a private match. You have to like add it and turn the punk buster off, like the anti-cheat thing. You have to turn that off to where, and if that's off, then your server or whatever is going to be known as a server without, because you can have a modded server, you know what I mean? So you just have to have that turned off, and it'll know that anti-cheat's turned off. So, but it has to be a regular server. So that means I have, because when you load up the thing, you just put in the code and say, I want 11 bots, for a 6v6, and there they are. And you play through and you level up and all that kind of stuff. The weird thing is, the bots are a little cheaty. Like, they have like dead on aim. Sometimes because you can shoot through walls in Call of Duty 4, like some small walls, but the bots, like, they know you're there, because so sometimes you're like, I go behind a wall and I'm dead, you know what I mean? But I almost think that adds a little bit to make the bots not completely pushovers. So even though I'm like, oh man, that fucker, he wouldn't have got me like that. But bots are also dumb and don't react like real players and kind of like just go do stupid decisions and stuff. So I think the cheatiness makes it to where it still kind of feels like I'm still dying and stuff. So it still feels a little bit like regular play. But because some people complain about the cheatiness of the bots, but still, even with the cheatiness of bots, I still have a 2.9 kill death ratio, which is not what I would have if they were real people. So it's not that bad.
Yeah, I played a lot of team training in Blops. Mm-hmm. And that's what I used to play. I used to stay there. I did not, and like my friends could join me there, and they had a separate. What do you call it? The skill tree.
Yeah.
What do you call it in that game? Like the levels. It had a different level structure. It was the same, but it was separate from your actual online play.
Yeah.
There was no prestiging. I never understood the concept of prestiging.
It's just to keep you going, because if you unlock everything, after a while, you'd be like, well, I think I'll go play something else now, So they want you to not do that.
But it's like, you're making me do the same thing over again.
Right.
That's the part I'm just like, so I'm gonna press this button and I gotta do the whole thing over again. The only time I've ever prestiged in a game was Killing Floor. And prestiging in Killing Floor, they give you a 35% XP boost, so you're really leveling up faster.
Right.
On your second way up.
It's just a thing. You get the icon that says that you did it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But it doesn't really mean that you are any better. It just means that you have a lot more time than other people. But on PC, there's no prestiging in Call of Duty 4. That was console exclusive. So, but
okay.
The reason I have done the team battle or the team training maps like Strike and Overgrown and stuff like that. Or right. Not Strike. Strike is one of them, but like Crash with the helicopter and stuff.
I don't really remember it that much. I didn't play that much of 4's multiplayer because, of course, I used to get motion sick with 4. I got over it with 2, so there's a lot of 2 stuff that means way more to me than anything else. I mean, I played a lot of multiplayer of 2. A lot of it. I'm not saying I remember all of it, but I did play a lot of multiplayer of 2.
Cool. I also played Warhammer 40K Space Marine.
Okay.
That's super fun. It looks really good. I don't know if it's because they've amped it up because it says Anniversary Edition, but it's the same one that I bought before, so I don't know if they just like update it with a patch to make the graphics better, but for a game that old, it does look quite good in my opinion. And it's just super like spammy fun, it kind of plays like Gears of War if Gears of War had no cover and it was more melee focused. You're still like a hulking tank dude with a gun, you know what I mean? And I started Aliens vs. Predator, the one from 2010. It was on sale for like $3, and I just started playing as the Predator because there's like 3 campaigns, like Human, Predator, and Alien, and so I was going to go through that just to see how that is. And of course my Fear playthrough, which is on my YouTube, and I played a little bit of Alan Wake. It's just that spooky time, man.
I'm going to completely be quiet during the Alan Wake talk.
It's an autumn game. It's an autumn game.
Don't want to be labeled a hater. I'm going to stay away from this. Okay?
Alan Wake and pumpkin spice.
Ugh. I'm good. I'm good on both of those. Very good on both of those. All right. We got anything else?
I think that'll do it, man. I was just kind of looking at my Steam to see if there's anything I kind of forgot. That
I know there's probably things that I forgot, especially things that I've watched. But it's gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
I think we had a pretty solid show. It wasn't like the Super 500 extravaganza that it probably should have been, but I think we had a pretty good show. Do things. Like, share, subscribe, talk to your people. Also, do the same thing with the reactions on the channel of the Geeks Gone Wrong Universe channel. Those kind of are going to go a much longer way than the podcast because we get downloads from the feed. And so, like, the views on the podcast episodes don't mean as much as the reactions do. So please go check out those reactions. We have a lot of different stuff, different genres of music, some stuff that's not music, all kinds of different things. And I think you should go check that out.
I'm excited for the Bela Fleck one. That was a really fun episode.
A lot of them were really fun, so especially the ones that are coming out right now, they were super fun to actually record. So yeah, man. So thank you. All of the information is in the episode description. We appreciate y'all for being around. Some people have been around for a very long time. Some people have been around for a short amount of time, but no matter how long you've been here, we're just glad you're here. So thank you to everyone, and hopefully we can get some more episodes out of here. It's 500. That's a big deal, but we'll keep moving into the next milestone. Shout out to the Warriors, yo.
Later.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. All right, I ain't gonna talk.